Yo guys, how is it going? My name is Boost and today, welcome to part 2 of the collection tour. Now if you missed part 1 then you have missed out on quite a bit. Let me just give you a quick, not a recap because obviously that will spoil the entire video and give you no reason to watch it. But if you want to see all of this being showed off in detail, then be sure to click the video on screen right now. It should be in a little rectangle thing. If you click on the top right, then that should take you right to part 1. Obviously, you're going to want to start at part 1 before you start off with part 2, which is going to be the loose collection. So let us get right into it. So like my inbox collection, my loose collection is sorted into various different areas. Of course, we have, as I like to call, the main course here, which is also what I call this lot over here. The main course, the main shelves that have been recently introduced into my collection, or they've sort of been introduced and they've sort of been built. Either way you want to call it, they are very brand new and my last collection videos did not feature them. Moving down here, we have some random stuff that does not go on the shelf. Just skim over that real quickly, and I'm not sure if we do have time, we might have a look in the box. I'm probably going to do a separate video on that because there's no way we're going to have enough time to do the box, the shelf, and this little area as well. Hang on, this is like a really old air freshener. I'm just gonna have to, I don't know why I still have that. I thought I was going to chuck that away. Alright, so I'm guessing as it should go, we should obviously start off with the main course. And I don't know what's going on with my shadow here. I'm not sure if I like this lighting setup on it. Let me just... Alright, and here we are. No annoying shadow, so we can get right onto the top layer of the shelf. So here we have the heavy sort of models, a bunch of mainly Blackwall stuff and older Matchbox that I'm really a big fan of. I love the old Matchbox and Blackwall. If I had any redline trucks, that would also be really cool, but I'm a big fan of the bulkier models that use a lot of metal on them. As we can see, we have the GMC motorhome. I got this just very recently. It was only yesterday I bought this one. And we got a Spoiler Sport, two of the same trucks here. I'm not really too sure about the Blackwall stuff, like model names and whatnot, because obviously I've been collecting since the 80s, so I'm not too familiar. Might have to do my research someday. And of course we have my first really good condition redline. I do have one that is away somewhere, and I did get this one yesterday too. I'm not sure of the name, but it's really cool 8-wheeler. Got a Matchbox and two Blackwalls here as well. Moving down one layer, we can see a few assorted police vehicles, some nicely organized stuff. And now we can start on the first branded stuff. First up, we have the Fords, which would consist mainly of Mustangs. I have quite a big Mustang collection because, well, they seem to be really easy to find and they're released often in the basic line, so I have quite a few of them loose that I just find randomly at markets and whatnot. This is a really nice one, big fan of it. The 99 Mustang, I'm fairly sure. Same with this one here, and this one is also a recent find as well. Convertible 98 Mustang, I'm fairly sure. Here we have a Matchbox, not looking too nice. It's a very interesting casting to say the least. Nice boxy 80s Mustang, and a Matchbox Mustang Boss with the opening hood. Look at that one. 67 Mustang Shelby Cobra that I accidentally opened. Unfortunately, I dropped it on the floor and it pretty much just cracked open. Luckily the condition isn't too bad though, so it's still looking very nice as if it was just out of the package. Random Zamac Camaro I found, and of course we're done with the Fords now, so let's move on to the Chevys. Got some Camaros here, not the biggest Camaro fan, but they're cool to collect. Some Bel Air gases as well. We've got a Silverado and the C3500, I believe it's called. A Chevy van, this new addition to the collection, the Corvette with the beautiful opening hood. One of the older 80s Corvettes, I'm fairly sure it is. Very weird wide body style. This is a very nice Corvette, and if you're not a long time viewer, but if you've watched a couple of my other videos, then you know purple doesn't come up well on my camera, so no, this does look way better in person than it does on the camera. Somehow, I live in Australia and I managed to get my hands on a Zamac Corvette, and if you're unsure why this is so surprising, well, Zamac cars are pretty much impossible to find in Australia unless you buy them from outside in the States. Got a really nice Challenger or Charger. I always get them confused. I'd never see them in real life, so I have nothing to compare them against, so I'm not really too interested in finding out about them either because they're just really not relevant to Australia. We never see them at all here in this country. I do know this one though, this is a Charger, and we do see older Chargers instead of brand new ones. They're not really that common though. And here is a beautiful piece right here, the Turbo Z, the Dodge Daytona Turbo Z with the awesome opening hood there. And moving on to some Plymouths, we got a few colors of the Barracuda. We have a nice purple one there that doesn't come up too well on film. Nice orange one there. The Plymouth Thruster Duster, very nice. Got an older one here as well, I'm not sure of the model name. The Plymouth Funny Car, which I sadly can't open because it hits the top of the shelf. Two really nice Studebakers, especially like this one. I'm a massive fan of that one. And now we move on to Holden's and Australian cars. We have a Holden Commodore in not the best of conditions. A Holden, I'm fairly sure this is an FJ panel van, correct me if I'm wrong. A VN Commodore, and oh my, look at that beauty. Yes, that is right, that is an AU Falcon, one of my most recent finds. I bought it only just yesterday, and it is a beauty, to say the least. Got a Mercury there, Celine S7. Oh, now we're moving on to some of the expensive stuff. So we're moving on to the European cars now. We have a Ferrari FXX, followed by, see if you can count how many LaFerraris I have. Not LaFerraris, sorry, Enzos I have. I don't think I have a single LaFerrari in my collection, to be honest. It's not good. But I have quite a few different really nice Ferraris that I've been collecting over the years. As soon as I heard that they lost the license to it, I started hoarding them, and this sort of shows how keen I am to find them. Got a nice older one there with the ultra hot wheels. And just a bunch of random assorted Ferraris, really. This not so nice looking Matchbox F50. And then a very nice looking Hot Wheels F50. This older one here, I've completely forgotten what the model is, but I'm a big fan of it, especially those black wall wheels. Looks nice as. And now we're moving on from the Ferraris to the Lambos. I haven't got as many Lambos as I have Ferraris, but I do have some nice ones nonetheless. This is also a recent one. I bought this today actually, this morning, the Lamborghini Murcielago in a interesting light green. Got a pair of nice Diablos there. And this beautiful piece is the Tomy Countach with the opening rear. What a nice car. Alright, now moving on to one of my favorite car makes, the Porsche. Let's have a look at what we've got. Got a few colors of the 959. And this awesome piece, this is I'm fairly sure this is once again a Tomy piece with the biggest fender flares you've ever seen in your life. I love this thing to bits. Got two very clean editions of whatever Porsche this is. I've forgotten. It's been a while since I've looked at these, honestly. And I know none of you have seen this on my channel before. This is a Porsche 924 Black Walls. Very clean. I'm pretty sure my mate picked this up at the op shop and I ended up buying it off him. Okay, we're done with the Porsches now, but we are not done with the German vehicles. Let's move on to Volkswagen, my #1 favorite car make of my life. And we have, to start off, this beautiful Team Hot Wheels Baja Bug in almost mint condition. This older Matchbox one, which I'm not too sure of. I was going to research it one day, but I just was lazy and I couldn't be bothered. Actually, a cool story about these two. I got these when I was insanely young. I can't remember them at all, but I was looking through my old toy box the other day and I found these two in there, so I decided to pick them up and chuck them on the shelf. Okay, this is very, very nice and quite an old one too, a Matchbox, I think Leslie Matchbox Volkswagen Beetle in a really cool red. Oh, I love this one. The Volkswagen Golf Gti with those Blackwall wheels. Of course I'm gonna love it. You have a pretty funky looking one, a Majorette with a opening rear. You have a few samples of the common gear as well, red, white and blue. And my favorite car of all time, the Volkswagen Squareback, which I only have 2 samples of, unfortunately. Hopefully gonna get some more soon. Alright, let's move on to the minis. I don't think I have many of these at all. I have a mini collection, if you will. And move on to, I'm pretty sure this is just various stuff from here on out. Actually, no, looking forward, we got some Aston Martins. 2 wheel variations of this one here. And Mercedes as well. Very cool red chrome on this one. And oh, this is nice. This is a Merc, but this is a absolutely beautiful I was gonna say Tomica Beetle, but no, this is a Beamer with a opening door, and I love it to bits. It's almost mint condition. I'd almost say it is mint condition just looking at it from here. And also one of my favorite castings, here we have the Ford Fiesta. I don't know why it's my favorite, I just love collecting them. They look great. Here we have a custom as well, a wheel swap of a Welly diecast. Here we have an interesting piece, the Saab Sonnet. I forgot what brand this is, but it's a interesting little piece. The Pagani Huayra, and ooh, prize piece time. We have the Bugatti Veyron in the classic blue. The most common of the Bugattis you can get, but it's still very nice. De Tomaso Pantera with the opening rear. Fairly sure this is once again a Tomy model. Moving on to the Japanese stuff now. Let's see what we got. A bunch of the Nissan 370Z. This was at one point my favorite car. So you can see I've collected quite a few variations. Nissan 350Z. I have quite a few nice colors of this one, especially that one there. Also this yellow one, very nice. Some Hakosuka Skylines, very, very cool. And we have a Tomy Custom Hakosuka Skyline. Also we have Yui from K-On sticking a finger in the way. Let's just place that there for a bit. Fair Lady Z, and oh, I love this thing to bits. The Datsun, what is it? Is this a 240Z or a 280ZX? I'm fairly sure, while looking at this, is a 240Z with the opening doors. Such a nice piece. Now we move on to some Datsun 510s. Bit overused casting in my opinion, but it's still pretty cool. And the final layer of the shelf, I'm pretty sure this is going to have to be a 2-part video. There's no way I can fit looking at the other stuff in the box in this video. But, of course, the last layer is going to be all Japanesey stuff, as it was previously. This one, Toyota Supra black walls, very nice. And we also have a Miata black walls as well. And the final car of the shelf is a Mazda Repu. Okay, I am actually not lying when I say my hands are sweating because it was so hard holding the camera while looking at all these. I'm like aching, but it is, I think, 35 degrees outside. That's Celsius, by the way. I'll do the little conversion thing, Celsius to Fahrenheit if you're a US viewer. Alright, now that we've looked at the main course, let's look at the secondary dish, or the final course, because there's no way I'm going to fit everything into one collection loose video thing. let's have a little move over here. There's not much to look at here. There's just some random pieces. A lot of my real rider stuff, and also I got this one today, Combat Medic. Pretty cool, pretty cool. So let's just have a look at the premium collection stuff I've got, and then we'll have to go because there's no way. This has already been recording for 18 minutes straight, and I think I'd probably die if I tried recording another 10 while looking through those loose bins. This is a really cool piece, the Honda Civic made by Tomy with a opening rear. And moving on to the final layer of whatever you want to call this. We have some random stuff up here. Not much of this is fully organized, but there is some cool stuff just mixed about here. Alright guys, if you did enjoy this stupidly long video, I never planned for it to be this long, but I guess I just sort of got carried away with talking, then of course be sure to just smash the like button for me. My arms are aching. Smash the like button for my really sore right arm. And of course, comment below what your favorite car is off the shelf. I know I've got quite a few things to choose from, as I did say when looking at this, so of course leave your opinions down below, share it with a mate, and of course I'll see you all next time.